Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. And thank you all so much for watching. Y'all, Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. They got protests breaking out everywhere. A bunch of different cities and states now. Protests popping up everywhere, y'all. And temperatures are rising right now, y'all. They are rising. Okay? People are starting to get peed off about these protests. And the people that's getting peed off about these protests are Americans, y'all. People that's from here. They're mad that they're being late for work. They can't, or they get off of work and they can't get home to their kids because they're doing these protests and they're blocking the streets. Y'all, it's going down right now. And they're finally starting to arrest people. Finally, they're starting to arrest people. Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, they're posting everywhere. Okay. This is really, truly getting out of hand right now. And this don't make no sense. You know, why is we babying people? I don't get it. Okay. We allow people to come here. We helped them. Okay, y'all. And if this new president say that you got to go back and come back over here illegally, especially the ones that's out here getting in trouble, then you got to go. And can y'all believe that we got some Americans that's out here with these protesters? Y'all. And they old as Methuselah, y'all. I ain't lying. I just seen an old couple out there talking about, leave these people alone. They're separating them from their kids. They won't separate them if they go with them. When the ICE people come out and you know you're over here illegally, say, wait a minute. Don't separate me from my family. At least can I get my wife and my kids to go with me? And then y'all all going to be in the same place wherever they send y'all. But this right here makes no sense. People think that they are above the law right now. And like I told y'all, this was going to happen. This was going to happen. And now they done let millions of people over here in this country, y'all. And these millions of people are walking the streets right now. They're tearing up the streets. Y'all, they had a hammer outside just breaking up the sidewalk. And they're saying that this is peaceful. They're breaking in people's stores. I feel so sorry for a lot of these store owners and stuff, y'all. When people open up businesses, they put their heart into it. They put a lot of money into these places. They put a lot of time into these places. And they're ripping these places apart, y'all. A lot of these people are saying they're not even going to reopen. They're done. This is crazy. That people are going out of business because people don't want to abide by the laws. You get over here and now you don't want to abide by the laws. And the crazy part about this is, if you can do all of this stuff and unite in somebody else's country, why you can't do it in your own? This is the part that don't make no sense. At least you knew the cuts and all of that stuff. You knew the neighborhoods. You are here now and you are calling yourself taking over. And y'all get this. There were people out there that was protesting, and they also had people that was like for Trump. They had on their little Trump hats. This guy had his Trump hat on. They just saw him over here with his Trump hat, not bothering nobody or anything. They started coming at this guy right here because he had a Trump hat on. If you are in the land of the free and people can freely wear what they want and do what they want here in America, what make you think that you can come from another country and tell people what kind of hat they can wear? They were coming at this guy right here, y'all. And like I told y'all, people are getting peed off right now. They're tired of this mess. It'd be different if it was for a different cause. But for the fact that you are here legally and you're not supposed to be here legally, you're supposed to go and do the proper paperwork like anybody else, and they don't want to do that. That's the problem. And a lot of Americans don't see this as something major. Go back home and come back legally. This is how a lot of people feel. Y'all, when I tell y'all it's going down, it's going down. Okay? This is Chicago right here. Somebody, and this ain't the first person, but this is one that just got peed off. They were asking, people were out there asking people. It was a lady out there. It was a black girl. She was out there, black woman, and she was begging people to let her through. She said, I just got off of work, or she was on her way to work. And I think she got off of work. And she's like, can you please let me through because I got to get home to my kids. And people was like, no. Okay, y'all. They were like, no. And she was begging them, okay? Whoever this person was in this car right here, they got tired of asking them to move. They just went and just started driving through the crowd, y'all. They got past, too. People started getting out the way. But then they had some call themselves brave ones, like the one behind them over here. And he called himself going to chase the car and start trying to bust the car windows out. You can't keep playing these games because you're going to get some nice little prizes. Everybody's not going to put up with this stuff. Like some people, like some of these police officers is telling, they're probably being told to, try not to grab their weapons. But there are people out here that's on their way home from work or this and that and that and that and got to get to where they got to go. Some people have babysitters they got to pick the kids up from. Some people have elderly parents that somebody gets sent to until they get there to see to them. You can't just play these type of games with people because I'm telling you, everybody's not going to put up with this mess. And when I tell y'all there's going to be, and I said this yesterday and people was like, why are you saying there's going to be some BLOOD bath out here? Look at how aggressive these people are, y'all. Look how they are coming. How in the world do you run from your country and go somewhere else and try to take over and act as if you got the rights and you don't feel like you have the rights in your own country? I don't understand it. And now they feel like if we can't be here, we going to tear this mother up. This is how they're acting now. We're going to rip this place to shreds, okay? They are robbing everything that come in their path right now, y'all. Everything, jewelry stores, make all of this make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. They emptied stores. They took their cameras. They took everything. Like they left a lot of people with nothing, y'all. This car went straight through the crowd. Like I'm going home. I'm not gonna keep sitting out here waiting for them to decide when they want to leave. And also, y'all, some places are putting in a curfew now so that people. They put in a curfew so that people will, they can clear the streets out now. Because they are seeing now that a lot of this is just to rob places now. They are at their wits' end. And I'm going to tell y'all this. And if y'all know police officers or have family members that's police officers and stuff like that, y'all better let them know to be very, very careful. Because I'm looking at the news and I was watching the news and I saw a group of people around a couple of polices. And the polices have their weapons on them, but they wasn't reaching for it or anything like that. And they actually got a couple of police down. I saw a couple of police go down and I was like, oh my goodness. And they were all around the police, all over them, okay? And they didn't have like National Guards and all that stuff around them to help them. And they had these polices on the ground. And I'm going to tell y'all this. If they're brave enough, and I done seen it a couple of times since I've been watching different news outlets from different cities and states. I done seen them spat in the police face. I done seen them try to attack the police. It's all this stuff. This is what they're doing right now. If they're brave enough to do this, if they're getting desperate out here in these streets and they're just wilding out, they're brave enough to try to snatch your weapons too. I hope y'all know this. They're brave enough to, if they're brave enough to knock you on the ground and all surround you and this and that and doing whatever they want to you, they are brave enough to take y'all weapons. So y'all better, I'm telling y'all, better pay attention to what's taking place right now because this stuff is not no joke, okay? This is not no joke. Then they call themselves going to block the highways and stuff. It's bad enough that people is getting you tired when you get off of work, y'all. A lot of people is tired. Then some people got to go home and cook and all kind of stuff, but see to the kids and everything, okay? And they got to wait till these people decide that they want to clear the streets. And a lot of them not clearing the streets because they want to be left out there so that they can break into more stores, okay? When I tell y'all this stuff is crazy, y'all, this stuff is crazy. This don't even make any sense whatsoever. Okay? Everybody is not going to put up with this mess. So y'all better be careful who y'all keeping on running up into their face and call yourself trying to knock their windows out. Okay? Because all of this stuff ain't going to end well in a minute. And some of these police is going to turn their head because they're getting, somebody is telling them to don't, try to pull back. But y'all don't think just because some people are telling them to pull back, fall back, that they don't want to do things. Because when somebody's standing in your face screaming and spatting in your face and this and that, telling you F you and this and that, and this, y'all, it's taking everything in their power to not do something to people, okay? This is crazy. Now, the good thing about this is New York is arresting people like crazy. I'm going to tell y'all this. They are locking people up. They're not taking all this mess. They're not. And I think that a lot of New York police and the people of authority, they couldn't wait for to get back at some of these people. Because do y'all remember that street association that put paws on them two police? One was a sergeant or something like that. Do y'all remember that? Oh, they was the laughing stock of the world. Everybody was talking about them. But Biden and them had put the word in for them not to do anything to them. So this is why they didn't pull out anything, because they didn't want to get in any trouble. So now they having a field day locking them up. Oh, New York is not playing out here. And I'm going to tell y'all this. Chicago ain't about to play either. Chicago is not about to play either. Okay? Los Angeles, y'all, they deployed all of these soldiers there. They not playing with them neither. Now, this is what I was talking about yesterday. I didn't get a chance to post this up. But they had these tow trucks that was coming through getting all the cars that they didn't burn up, y'all. And see, they caused us money when they came here. And now they about to cause us money when they leaving. Because this is also going to put a strain on the economy. Because the more they tie up, the more it got to be fixed. And where y'all think it's going to come from? Okay? And this is going to cost lots and lots of money. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. I mean, they're out here loading up on stuff. And walking out the store. They ain't running. They walking. They walking. Now, mind you, they probably got $600, $700, $800, $2,000 worth of stamps on their link card already. But this is what they choosing to do because they're peed off because ICE is separating them. Y'all don't have to be separated if y'all stay together. Y'all don't. You really, really don't. Another situation that took place in Chicago. This is, crowds and crowds of people. And they don't have the army and stuff in all the other cities or state. Los Angeles is where it kicked off at. So this is where they deployed everybody to. But it's looking like they're going to have to deploy people everywhere, y'all. And word on the street, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've been hearing some little chitter chatter that certain people are paying people to go out here and do this. They're getting paid to do this. Okay, so they could try to make Trump look bad. This is what I heard, y'all. This is what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm going to say allegedly. But word on the street is I'm not surprised, to be honest with y'all. If it is true, I'm not surprised because people didn't got paid to loot before. So y'all don't think that people would get paid to loot now? Think again. Think again. This is Chicago. Them holding up their flags. Why can't they take their ass back home and hold a flag up there? This is the part what I don't understand. You so proud to hold it up here. Why you ain't proud holding it up in your own country? Why not? What's wrong with that? If you so bad and big and bold, how did y'all get ran about your own countries? Please tell me this, y'all. How did they get ran up out of where they was staying at? And now that they done came here, they don't want to leave. You left your own country when you have to leave there. So why can't you live here? Why can't you leave? Why can't you do stuff legally like everybody else? They so proud. They so proud of their flag. If you're so proud, I'm like what Tupac say, why do you keep sneaking up out of there then? If you're so proud of there. If you want to stay here, why you ain't holding up the American flags? Since you claim that you like America so much, you don't want to leave it. Why you holding up this flag here? And word on the street is Trump is in talks to try to charge people for burning the flag. They were burning American flags, y'all, in the middle of the street. Same people that they were out here helping, putting them in front of their own people. See, this is just regular life, okay? When something is against you and it ain't for you, you leave it alone, right? Then we as a country, we're going to have to get to that point, just like we do with regular people in the streets. If you don't get along with people, you go about your business, go your way, you don't help people that bite the hand that feed them. Stop helping these people. This is what you do. And you don't have to worry about this stuff, okay? Do stuff the right way. I'm so happy that Trump came out and had a speech today. He said the stuff that they're doing right now makes just as much sense as men dressed in women's clothing in women's sports. This makes the same amount of sense as that. And he not lying, y'all. How do you have women's sports, men's sports? And just because somebody wake up one day and say, I'm going against what God wanted me to be, I want to be this. So just because you decide to change what you want to be, you got rights now to go and be in other people's sports. And y'all, all of these guys that's dressing in these wigs and lipstick and makeup and joining these women's sports, they are dominating the women's sports. They are dominating them. It's not even a competition, y'all. I'm so happy he's still bringing that up to this day, because this is why the Democrats lost. This is why they lost, y'all. And like I said, if this was going on right now and Kamala was in office, she would be on vacation somewhere while this is taking place. Out somewhere getting a drink on. This is what she would be doing, okay? Not caring about what's going on in these streets. We knew things was going to get ugly. We knew it. We're there now. And how many months in that we're in from the presidency? Y'all didn't think that this was going to happen? Oh, yes. People were going to get to a point where they were going to feel like, I'm here and I ain't going nowhere. And they were going to feel like it's power in numbers. And just because millions of them snuck in the country, they feel like millions of them can take over the country. And I don't see why y'all millions of people that call yourself want to come over here and take over didn't take over your own place where you were at. I just cannot understand this whole situation. And to be honest with y'all, and this is when they were trying to block the expressway and the soldiers was like, no, you ain't. And got them off the street real quick. And they left the street, the highways alone. Because the soldiers came out there like, no, we ain't about to do this. Okay? For the love of you, I don't understand why they don't. I understand why they got all of these tanks and all of this stuff out there in the army cars. But this is what they need to have out there. The same buses that loaded them up and brought them all over everywhere. Okay, y'all? This should be what they should be doing right now. They got them all where they want them at. They outside, y'all. They don't got to go knock on no doors. They don't got to go to no jobs to see where they're at. None of that. You got streets, loads full of them. Okay, y'all? Start loading ass up in these buses. That's what you need to be doing. Load them back, throw their ass in these buses, and start taking them to the airports. And stroll them right on back up out of here, just like they strolled them up in here. Okay, I don't care where you're going, but you got to get the heck up out of here. This is the attitude that they should have right now. Forget all of this taking them and locking them up, because they said that over 200 people, it's probably way more than that, been arrested. But why arrest these people? Waste your time doing paperwork to take them to jail instead of loading them in these buses and taking them where you need to take them to. It's up out of here. If they in the streets acting the fool, and I would make an announcement to the people that call themselves out there for peace, it's time for y'all to go in the house. If you get caught outside, you're going to get treated just like the rest of them. And this is what they need to do. And all of the people that's out there, oh, don't do this to them, don't do this to them, and this and that and that and this. Throw their ass in the bus with them, okay, y'all? Throw them on the bus with them. And stroll them right on where they want to stroll them to. And I wouldn't be no ifs, ands, buts about it. Because you know what? If you're out here and you are destroying properties and you're doing all of the stuff that you're doing, why should they care if they mess around and mix up some Americans that's really from here with the ones that's out there? Because you shouldn't even be out there. A lot of people said they wasn't they sitting back watching. A lot of people said they wasn't coming out there to support this. Because it's the law, y'all. If you're not here legally, you gotta go. You can't say, oh, F ICE, this and that and that and this. If you get in trouble at a school and the principal come in, you can't say F the principal. You gotta take whatever punishment that principal lays down. You can't do this. You can't not have this type of stuff going on and let this continue to take place. You cannot do it. They are all outside for the picking right now. All you got to do is start loading them up. I wouldn't care who all is out there. Load them up too. If they are not the press and the news people, they would all be on this bus. And I don't care if somebody be like, wait a minute, I'm a citizen. Why you got your ass out here? That's how I would be. Okay, y'all? They better be glad that they didn't get nobody like me this job. I swear to God, they would be gone. They would be gone. I'd be like, load them up, load this bus up. Once that bus is full, I wouldn't care if they had a seat or not. They could sit on the floor on the bus. But if you're here and you're tying up the place and acting a fool and putting people's lives in danger, throwing bricks at cars and all of this stuff. And I told y'all yesterday, they wasn't just throwing bricks at the buses. At the police cars. They were throwing bricks at anybody cars that was coming through there. They didn't care who they were throwing stuff at. Okay, y'all? There was a Spanish news little bus out there that's on their side. They even attacked that news bus, little truck, and started busting out the windows. And they were there for them. They were Hispanics, news people. And they towed their car up too, y'all. How do you think you have the right to come over here and do this? Please tell me. I had one of my subscribers say that they are taking people to court, migrants to court, y'all, because of the stuff going on in their building. Do y'all even understand the people that had to live in the buildings with migrants coming in? And not just migrants that really want some help. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the most rowdiest, just ignorant, some of them that came here that act like they just privileged and everybody was beneath them type of attitudes. These are the ones that people had to deal with when they lived in apartment buildings and they moved in their apartment buildings. This is crazy. This is crazy, y'all, the things that's taking place. Look at this woman right here. She said for years, this was a jewelry store, I believe. She said for years, it took her years to get her store the way she wanted it. And she just showed up to work and glasses everywhere. They just took everything. And I'm going to tell y'all, these insurance companies is not going to replace everything. They're not. They're not. She's going to have to take the majority of this loss. This is sad on so many levels. I feel so bad for some of these people. And like I said, some of these soldiers out here, they not playing with them. They testing who they can play with and who they can't. And you see how they folding them up, okay, y'all? They not playing, a lot of them. Just not playing. And a lot of these soldiers, they not, and I'm sorry about this picture being blurry, y'all. But some of these soldiers, they saying that they was standing outside for hours, didn't have nothing to drink, didn't have nothing to eat. They were peed off about what was going on too. They mad that they even have to be out there to deal with this mess. But this is what Biden administration did, y'all. They put all these people over here, and they didn't care where, when, how they went. Everybody was to fend for themselves. Okay, it's just like when they gave them places to stay, and they were staying in a lot of these shelters, and then all of a sudden they were like, and this was when Biden was in office. Oh, you got till this and this and this month, 6 months to stay in the shelter, and then you have to be put out. A lot of people, some of the people they placed in homes and stuff like that, but some of these shelters closed down, and they put these migrants on the street, and they were to fend for themselves. And I'm gonna tell y'all something: if they put the majority of the migrants in the hood, and shitka hits the fan, what you think was gonna happen? And I'm gonna tell y'all this: they're gonna get desperate in a minute. They're gonna get desperate when a lot of their family members is they loading them up. A lot of them is gonna be scared and stuff. You better be careful in your homes. You better make sure your doors is locked and your windows is locked. Now everybody don't care, because a lot of people saying, "I wish a ninja would." Okay. But it's a lot of people that live by themselves. And do y'all remember back here a while ago when they were saying that some of these migrants was watching people's homes, trying to see who all coming in and out, to see who all lived there, so they could go and, do stuff to people that was living in there. And it was elderly people that they were harassing and ringing a doorbell, talking about they was hungry and this and that and this. What y'all think finna happen now when they got millions of people with nowhere to go? And they're scared and they're running from these polices and these ICE people. What you think they finna do? They finna spread out, and they're gonna start getting desperate, y'all. So I'm telling you, you better pay attention to your surroundings, because it is going to go down in a minute, y'all. They were downtown on one of these news stations, and they had their little motorbikes and all kind of stuff, like they were ready for whatever. Okay, like they about to go up against the army, y'all. How in the world do you come to another country and get so brave? I don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. Look at the damage that they're doing to all of these businesses, y'all. And I mean, it was a pawn shop. They took everything out that pawn shop. They cleared them out, y'all. And when I say cleared them out, they cleared them out. When they broke into that jewelry store, they cleared this woman, everything that she had in there, out. And they turned around and took the cameras to the building too. This goes to show you just how organized this stuff is, okay? They think that the United States people are punks. This is what I get from this. They think we punks. And they think that they could come here and they could do whatever it is that they want to. But oh no, this ain't about to happen. It is not going to happen. It's time for y'all to go home. And it is what it is. It's time for you to go back to where you came from. If you are here illegally, you got to get the heck up out of here. And it is what it is. And if you don't like it, that's just too bad. And for the people that feel like, oh, they doing these people wrong, you can go with them. Go home with them. That's what you do. Because it's people here that's sick of this mess. They're tired of it. Overnight, people were thrown into people's schools. They were thrown into people's neighborhoods. You can't even understand what they're saying. They're causing all kind of chaos and all kind of stuff. Stuff was taken from one to give to another. And the whole thing made no sense. Just like this makes no sense right now. When we have a little cause here and there, and they do their little looting and this and that, they do their little, get them some little goodies and go about their business. This stuff right here, this been going on for days. For days, y'all. And they're not just looting, they are tearing up America. This is what they're doing. They want it to look just like where they came from. This is what they're doing right now. Sometimes people are savages, and I'm just going to put it out there. I ain't saying all of them, because some people that came from other countries, they are really nice. They really happy to be here. They respect people that's here. But it was so many that it was so disrespectful. I couldn't stand when I was seeing news reports of them robbing old people. And I saw an old black woman get robbed, y'all, coming from a senior citizen building. That's some migrants. And I was like, oh my God. This is what you do when somebody invites you to their country. You go for the most vulnerable people and try to do something too, because you feel like diplomatic immunity. You can't touch me. And watch and see who all get touched, y'all. Because I'm telling y'all, this is not going to end well. When I promise y'all, it's not going to end well. Ain't no way in the world that this is going to end well. And people that don't like it, who cares? We're sick of this mess, y'all. We're sick of it. Imagine you doing an 8-hour shift. Some people do 10. Some people work overtime. And you get off of work and you got to sit and sit and sit hours and hours and hours in your car, because you can't get past, because people is mad because somebody took their cousin and put them out the country. Well, your cousin should have came over here legally and they wouldn't have never been moved out the country in the first place. Some people ICE didn't arrested and let go because they found out that they were citizens. They had their paperwork on them. They let them go. What's wrong with going and do stuff right? What's wrong with that? Because I don't see a thing wrong with that, y'all. But anyway, y'all, please like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. Please try to watch a commercial or two. It helps the channel. Peace, y'all.